everyone, this is Triple T, and today I'm transforming X-Transbots Razor, or their Bone Crusher. And it's a pretty fun transformation when you know what to do. Well, to be quite honest, and not to brag, but I did transform him without a manual the first time. So he is fairly simple to transform and very, very fun as well. Start by folding these up so they lock those legs in. Like that. We're going to do the feet and the hip later on, but we're going to start by pulling everything out. So we take these down first, and be careful with these because they can lose some paint in those ports if you're not careful. And you can see those are die cast. I'm going to pull this out a bit. We're going to detach the head like that. Fold these side pieces in, like so, and rotate these around. Okay, now we're going to just yank this midsection out, and we're going to engage the ab crunch. Now this is going to be like a big yeah, it's going to be forward. You can just push it in a bit so it doesn't bend or break anywhere. Let's do this, shall we? Back here, you have these little niches, and they're going into there. So fold this back and see to it that they actually do tab in. Before you continue, you have to fold this little flap down, and then you fold the head down. Otherwise, and if everything just goes out of whack. So just get that down, tab that into those two ports if you're able to. Mine is kind of loose. Fold the little seat up, and if you haven't, fold this up before you close up the head. Now we come to the arms, and there are two ways you can do this, and I'm going to do it the one way because I'm not going to press these together until we're actually combining everything here, because I think that is the way to go. It's just easier. But we're going to bend the little elbow there. Then we're going to fish out this little thing here. So we are ready to go on with the next piece. This piece is going out, and that is going out as well. Fold this out and fold that out and turn this over. You want this looking like this for now, because now we're going to hinge the hand in, and you should use the thumb first, I think, if I remember correctly. No, I don't remember correctly. Like so. And then you can just straighten these pieces out. We're going to tab them into the front, and we can fold that down. As I said before, this is going to be slid together, but I'm not going to do that right now. First, we are going to fold this forward, and we're going to rotate this up and in, like that. And we are going to get this piece behind that, and that tab in there. I don't know if you see that, but it's going in there. So press this in, and see to it that this now, the shovel, is now extended. So you can actually push everything into the center, like that. And when that is behind there, you can come to the shovel, rotate it around, fold these out, like that, and hinge this plate down. It will make everything solid down here. And again, this is going to be in that little niche. When we've come this far, we can just tab this in together, and then tab that in together, and just scooch this backwards, so it solidifies everything here in the front. And that is how you want things looking. Yep. Now we can do the legs, so we get them out of here. You just separate the legs, you fold these forward, you get the foot, and you rotate it, you get the toe, and tab it in on a little piece over there. And you do the same thing on the other foot. It's fairly quick. And when you learn how to press that in, everything is just dandy. Now this, again, is a more of a suggestive tab in the middle of the feet, so they won't really work. Now we're going to push this forward on the waist, so everything lines up with these little holes, like so. As you can see, my copy doesn't want to go in here, but it should, so move this back a bit, the canopy, because there are ports there and there are tabs on the canopy, so you want that to go into those little ports so it stays what it should. And when you've done that, this just goes up even more. But there you have him in alt mode. Now we're going to transform him into arm mode, and that is quite simple. You untab the treads, you get this thing in, and it has a port and a peg, and that goes in the port, and that takes care of the peg. Let's see if I can actually make this look good. Probably not, but, you know, I'll try. And then just tab this back, like so. And this is in here. If you want, you can angle this down. If you want a sleeker arm, you can. How did I do that? Ah, yes, I went inside. So you do what you think is best. But you can go like that, or if you want to, you can untransform the top of the cab and just have these on there instead. Get this in and just slide it in. And this is the only gripe I have with this bot. It doesn't really stay. And that is just sad, in my opinion, when it's such a good bot otherwise. But there you have him in arm mode. Now we're going back to robot mode, and, well, we can just hint on passing through the alt mode as well, because first you remove the arm, and then you unpeg the legs like that, so you can actually fold this out and get that away. And while we are down at the legs, let's zoom in a bit so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to untab this, fold it down, and then just rock it up like that and peg it in. And then just fold these down. Yes, this is not a dignified position, but still. He has only himself to blame. No, just kidding. Fold everything down and scooch that together and push this forward. And now we have a grrr bone crusher. Well, anyway, let's untab this piece, and this can be a bit on the annoying side because you have to push up and over and stuff like that and separate things at the same time. But I had the ease of it this time. I'm going to fold that in as well. Now we can rotate this up, up and away. You need to fold certain things down and certain things up here. And we will do that in just a second. We just need to truncate everything down. So let's start with this. You fold that up. You fold this piece down. You rotate this about. And you hinge these pieces in, like so. And that is the chest. Okay. Come to the arms. You can peg them in and just leave them out for now. Peg them in and leave them out for now. Rotate these little shoulder thingies out. This is so difficult to show on camera. These little flaps in here need to be felled out, and you need to save up some nails for this. But as you can see, you want it looking like that. So if we do the same thing here, that is how you want things looking. Fold the head around, fold this plate out like that, rotate these to the side as so. I'm going to retab my arm here. And now we're going to truncate everything together. And that is easier said than done, because we need to fold. Okay, let's start here. You have something you need to untab, and you have that there. So this is important to untab before you try anything else. And you have several hinges in here that you want to work with. When you have done that, you fold that in, and now we are actually starting to see the chest come together. Fold these down so you are ready to receive down here. You can plug them in right now, but they won't stay because you need the rest of the body. Scooch this back section upwards so it actually tabs in there, and then you fold this piece down. And be mindful of these little side pieces because they can tend to go in, and you want that tabbed in like so. And this should be above the chest. I think that looks silly, but that is how you want things looking. So push up the chest and tab that into those two tabs up here. Sorry if that was out of frame. There are two tabs up here that need to hold that in, and then we can just fold that up. And now we come to the arms. Well, let's just push that in first. Okay. The arms, like this. You need to open this up a bit so you have some room to operate like that. Pull them apart a bit so you have those that double jointed elbow ready and willing. How can I show you this best? Okay, fold out the hands. Let's start there. Fold out the hands, rotate this about, fold that in, and fold this little real world piece in and close that hatch on the back there. Get these in, get them in like that so it slides in, and just press that in. And that is an arm done. And there you have him in bot mode. But I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching, and as always, take care.